I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. Had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. The chief policeman gave the vehicle when I arrived. They were there, right there at the steps. He said you were violating the law. Yeah, we're violating the law. He said, we're tired of white and black men, Jackie and Martin and Bobby being killed. We're going to protect this man right here. They didn't arrest one of them. Because they say that if you arrest one, then somebody's going to die. Because we are ready to kill. Black power means black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby. It's pretty. I always say to my brothers, I say, they don't worry about white chicks or anything from chalk to chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Keeping it black and powerful tonight, y'all, was having, man, black power to the people. And tonight, you know, we got the Saturday Night Black Revolutionary Block Party. And it would be a block party without music. Let me hit that. Wait, tight. Oh, tight. Oh, tight. And I'm gonna let me do this first song. Okay. Yep. Make sure it's on now. We're going to make sure it's on to the break it down because we're bringing the Black Power year in review for 2025. You know?
Right.
People been waiting. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I own the rights to my music. Earth, Sky, Bang. And today is Saturday, December the 6th, and at 8:19, power to the people, power to the tribe. Coming to y'all straight from Gotham. Black to Gotham. All right. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, man, we got it going on tonight. Give a Black Power Black Panther salute. Ross Jelani Simba, new Black Panther Party Central Committee in the House. Black Power salute. We got the Black Cat himself, Shabaka Shankori on deck. And what's today? Saturday, December the 6th. Year-end review for Black Power from us to y'all. Black Powerful. What's happening, y'all? What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Black Power.
Always. And in addition
yeah,
to
man.
power,
I was just putting on my little Black history, history moments that they don't tell you about in school books.
that's sure.
That like Nat Turner and the other,
Right.
and there's more than Nat Turner. Where that came from, but they don't tell you about it. As a matter of fact, the stuff that sparked the 1871, it was the 1871 Phantom. He was riding down on the Klan, man. I've been covering stuff like that, right? I don't know. I say, hey, they not gonna tell you about it. It's like this. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna drop the mic. But the lion, the little boy asked in Africa, and he's in the jungle. He asked his daddy, why is it that the white hunters always come over here and kill the lion? And it's written all in the books that they killed the lion. And they say, because the lion have not yet written a book. There you go. So these are the ones they didn't tell you about. Like 1871 Phantom, he's riding down on the Klan wearing all black. Man, Shabaka covered it. He was like the first Black Panther for sure. And they got the, what's that? The 1871 Klansman Act from that, which they're violating. The government is actually violating now. But I'll drop the mic on that. Black Power, what's going on? Black Power Review, any reviews y'all like to cover?
Yes, sir. As you do know, man, 2 days ago, December the 4th, marked the anniversary where Fred Hampton was murdered in Chicago as he slept in his bed with his pregnant wife.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Power.
Rest in power, Chairman Fred.
Yeah, and the man was only 21 years old, you know what I mean? And then even Newton had said that the revolution is always inherited in the young. You see what I mean? Okay, it's because the young, they got youth on their side, they got new ideas, they got new perspectives. You see what I'm saying?
But you got to balance it out and see. They pick. In other words, the youth don't have the experience, so they have to blend it with the elders, because the elders say, "Nah, young man, you walking into a trap," or the elders say, "Hey, that dude, don't let that dude in your house, and he's the same one that sets you up," And and say, matter of fact,
what William O'Neill did to Chairman Fred.
That's what I'm talking about. If he had been, by him being young, he might have bought into it, but an older cat might have been like, "Yo, that's that car thief dude,"
Exactly.
He always been in up to something. If he ain't in the one thing, he in another.
Yeah, and then keep in mind, man, back in the late 1960s, this is where you had all these people tripping out on drugs. The Seconal was called Red Devils. LSD was called acid. Let me see what else they had, man. They had a whole bunch of drugs, man. Then of course the ultimate one you know, that would what was the downfall of our sister Billie Holiday. You see what I mean?
What was
So
that?
Red Devils, as you
Orange Sunshine? Or you talking about that heroin?
no, she was on that dog food, that heroin, man. Yeah.
Damn.
And so what it is Second All Man was like a
That's a good
sedative
name for it. That's what they should call it. Dog food.
food. Oh yeah. And then so what Second All was, it was what they would call quote unquote a downer. It would make you sleepy. It would put you in a deep sleep. So therefore, so the O'Neill put the Second All in Chairman Fred coffee, and he asked Chairman Fred, "Hey man, would you like a cup of coffee?" So Chairman Fred, you know, he took the coffee, and then O'Neill left.
Damn.
You see what I mean? Because O'Neill knew that something foul was about to go down. So then on December 4th, early in the morning, they kicked in Chairman Fred's door, man. They shot and killed him in the bed.
That's why I make my own coffee. I'm not joking.
Yes.
And thank you for reminding me. While y'all talking about it, I think I'm gonna go get me a coffee. I mean my own coffee though. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta worry about it.
Just putting a joke out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying. Just make sure you're on the lunch counter where you're sitting down at the lunch counter begging for a cup of coffee. That's why you hear me say I'm about to go beg for a cup of coffee. Except I own the lunch counter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
hey, how about that? But I'm just saying, nowadays, oh man, you just gave I got a memoir of a Black Panther, and this wasn't that long back. I'm writing my book. Every time I say memoir of a Black Panther, I'm gonna have to have the algorithms go back and check every time I said that and write that down. We're gonna put that in the book. But I was getting coffee, and I don't like to wait, so I ordered ahead. Right? I ordered ahead, and I guess by me not doing it on the, like doing it online, they don't know who it is. But calling, I guess he could hear is a Black person. So here it is, ride all the way down there, and he wasn't even ready. He just started it. So I said, no, that's okay. That's okay. And then he say, oh no, but it'll take a second. And I was getting a ride, right? Because I had to take my bike to the bike shop, right? I'm getting a ride. So the other guy said, oh, mind, wait a second. He said, okay, well, let's get him to go. You know what I mean? So he said, well, okay, hey, grab one of them pastries right there, right? And he said, okay. I'm thinking he's going to take the pastry and put it in a bag. He walked behind the counter with it, I'm like, excuse me, what you doing back there, He's like, I'm warming it up. I didn't ask for you to warm it up. And he's talking about, well, it's better warmed up. Don't you want icing on it? I said, I just wanted you to keep it in that plastic and put it in a bag. I said, never mind, cancel it. And then he said, well, I got one. The one is two of them, right? He said, one, I hadn't even started on. I could just put that in the bag. And I said, nah, man, just cancel it. And the other guy said, no, I just take the one that he put in the plastic, the container. I'll take that one. But I told him on the way out, don't do that no more. If I cancel on their ass, we walking the hell up out of there. Trust no man to walk behind the counter, put his hands on my stuff, and whatever he doing, I can't see him because he behind the thing. Oh no, hell no! I'm looking at it through the glass. As soon as you grab it, I want you to put it in a bag. It's already in plastic. I just put it in a bag. And now when I got it home, be honest, well, I didn't trust him. That's honest. But trust no person with your food and drinks unless you can, eyeball them the whole damn time. But what I was getting to, that's how they got rid of a lot of our people. You know what I mean? And I was thinking, like, if they were older or mixing with the older Panthers, then he would put them on point, like I just said. Then they would be like, nah, man, I don't want no, you know, if you're gonna bring me the coffee, bring me the coffee bag and sealed from the grocery store, and I'll put it in my blender and I'll do it up. What's up, brother? Jelani in the house. Ross Jelani, how you doing? Any year in review?
Black Power. Won't go over the whole year in review, but I like to say that it's been a progressive year for the new Black Panther Party. After changing from the National Central Committee to under the leadership of our new national chairman, Brother Darrell Hawkins.
Darrell Hawkins, salute. Big D.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, keep going, brother. I just want to make sure give Big Darrell a salute.
Yeah,
he's been holding the line a long time.
Our national chairman, a big salute. Just want to introduce myself a little bit more as well. I am Ross Jelani Adegun Simba. I'm the local chairman for Norfolk, Virginia, and I'm the MBPP Mid-Atlantic Regional Chairman for the Mid-Atlantic region of the MBPP. And I'm also a member of the National Central Committee under our national chairman, Darrell Hawkins. So just want to get that out there, and also want, just also wanted to say that, you know, that I can be reached on Facebook at MBPP Norfolk VA chapter, which
Virginia.
So if you look at that's basically me posting all the stuff that I
follow that page, brother. I follow that page. Okay. All right.
Yeah, thank
you. And
hey, hope you're putting it on there now. You know. Give him a few minutes, Shabaka. I see you rocking the joint. Shabaka be on it, Joe. Well, give him a minute, because well, salute to the Central Committee now under Brother Darrell Hawkins. Call him Big D for a reason, because he's a big dude, a big Black Panther, that's for sure. Been holding the line for many, many, many years. Yeah. So I definitely salute y'all. But any like Panther review type thing you might want to cover?
Yeah, I'd like to read this quote here, if I may, brother.
Oh yeah, go right ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Okay, now this here is from Chairman Fred. I'm not going to die on no airplane. I'm not going to die sleeping on no ice. I'm not going to die for the people because I'm going to live for the people. I'm going to live for the people because I love the people. This is Chairman Fred Hampton right here. As you know, his birthday was August 30th, 1948, and he died at the age of 21, December 4th, 1969. Okay, now the thing is, as Dr. Newton said, is that the revolution is always inherited by the young. The reason being, because they got youth on their side, you know what I'm saying? They got that energy, you see what I mean? And they dying to make a change. Now, what has been happening?
And we're going to keep them alive this time around.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like I say, we're going to give them that knowledge from the older generals who've already been watching how they form their L, and we know about and see, a lot of people don't know what the L is, but we do. When they farm their L, we on top of it. Basically, whether you farm your L, we'll farm our L. Hell, with the
L. And then, which is also too very, very important, is that you got a lot of brothers in the South hooking up with brothers in the North.
We gotta make sure they know when they being surrounded, Shabaka. You know, because if you're new to this, you see, we not new to this, we true to this. So, but go ahead, brother.
Absolutely.
Well, go ahead
And let,
and get back to Brother Jelani because he's limited time. You remember now.
oh, okay. Well, let's let Brother Jelani go first.
Okay, and me
yeah,
and you, we're gonna hold it down for the rest of the duration, of course.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would just like to say this, right quick, because there's a lot of people out there trying to cause division.
Take your
So,
time, brother.
so I always say, even though I'm in the new Black Panther Party, I always give honors to those who came before me, and I'm talking about the original party of the original Black Panther Party of 1966.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing with Bobby and Huey, and even going back before that to Lowndes County, Alabama,
Right.
with Baba Mukasa Ricks. And,
Yep.
I would like to give honors to those who came before me and a little bit of history of the New Black Panther Party. So the New Black Panther Party is a combination of some of the original Panthers from 1966 and the Black Muslim movement.
That
That
part.
formed in 1989 in Dallas,
Okay.
Texas. So the first
Okay.
chairman was Aaron Michaels. The second and most famous chairman was Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, and then
Right.
Malik Zulu Shabazz, and then Hashim Nzinga, and
Yes.
then Malik Zulu Shabazz came back, and then
Okay.
he stepped down to do Black Lawyers for Justice, and he appointed the National Central
Don't leave
Committee.
out Sister Crystal Muhammad now. When he advocated, they voted Sister Crystal Muhammad in, another great revolutionary. So now we're down to two. So we're gonna get everybody together. So it's just Panther. Oh, go
I,
ahead,
was, I
brother.
was just,
I
I
didn't
was
want to
just
leave that
going.
out. Part of
See,
the
I've been in
Reconstruction.
since 1997 was when I joined, and I was giving you my chain of command. No offense to Sister Crystal Muhammad, I love her and everything, but she
Well, I
wasn't
just
in
would
my just
wanted to
chain of
put the
command.
whole party lineage in there. That's all. Little bits and pieces.
Yeah, I was just giving you my chain of command though. So she wasn't in my chain of command.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay,
but
no problem,
but
no problem. I meant as far as the Panthers, because I know right after Malik, then she was before Hashim, right?
she wasn't in my chain of command at all. That's what I'm
Oh, okay.
trying to
Don't worry
say.
about it then. Okay, but keep going, keep going. I
I
don't
mean,
want to interrupt
I
you.
worked with her when she was in the party under Dr. Khalid. I remember us being in Dallas then, so I was just giving you the chain
Hey,
of
you want to give
command.
us a memory of Dallas? Because that sounds like something the people would love to hear.
But there was I don't want to tell my age, but that was a long time ago. Being in Dallas with Sister Crystal Muhammad, Brother Osiris, and of course, there were a lot of other brothers there too. Man, I can't call everybody's name.
Mm-hmm.
But brother DK, who passed away, he was definitely there. Uh, Also, there was another brother from Dallas. Can't call his name, but anyway, we was in Dallas at a at a national summit. That wasn't the recent one when we was in Dallas, uh, but that was a while back. Uh, that was when Brother DK was alive and all that. Brother
Mm-hmm.
Osiris at the bookstore in Dallas.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow, I wish I could have been there at that time frame.
So I joined in 1997 under Dr. Khalid, uh, and I've been with under every chairman in the new Black Panther Party on up to our recent chairman, which is Brother Darrell Hawkins. So I've
Mm-hmm.
served under every chairman in the new Black Panther Party, and that's why I was giving you my chain of command because
Mm-hmm.
Sister Crystal, don't get me wrong, I
I
love her
felt
to
the
death.
line with brother Daryl.
I love her to death, but she wasn't in my chain of command. The
Oh
way
that's all good. That's all good. Just didn't want to leave nobody out.
I
Mhm.
always heard Malik talk about a divine chain of command,
Mhm.
and that's the way I learned it. It was a divine chain of command. Even when he passed it over to Hashim and Zinga, he was
Mhm.
something called Chairman Emeritus, which means
Yeah.
an advisor to the national chairman.
Mhm.
So
Yes, that was the time frame I was there. I mean,
yeah,
am there. Mhm.
yeah. So definitely, because a lot of people don't know the history of the new Black Panther Party, and there are other people going around saying that they're national chairmen of the new Black Panther Party. Like I said, I've been here since 1997, and I'm gonna give you the divine chain of command
Yeah.
that I,
And
that I was
I've
taught.
been seeing that too, and I'm like, well, they doing the work, even though I might not know them, but they doing passive work though. So I salute them too. But
It's a lot of
we
people
all
out
got
there
to come
doing.
together on the one.
Yeah, we have to come together, but we have to follow orders, and we have to be able to unify. Now, like
Hmm.
under the
That's what I
National
mean.
Central Committee and under Darrell Hawkins, uh, when you come in, there's a procedure that you have to follow. You have to fill out online application with National to even be
Hmm.
considered a member of the new Black Panther Party.
Right.
Because anything outside of that will be considered a renegade, and
Hmm.
we trying to do away with that renegade stuff and has some true unity. Everybody
Yeah,
coming together,
that's what
and
I'm talking about.
yeah.
Real
So we trying to
unity. You know.
yeah. So we got to do away with the renegade stuff. Like if you
Yeah.
can't swallow your pride and sign up under national, then I really don't know what you're doing
Hmm.
besides renegade. And we trying to
Hmm.
cut that renegade out because we're at a time point where we need total unity amongst the MVPP and
It can
Yes,
happen. I
sir.
think
other
it's on the
organizations
verge.
as well.
I think it's on the verge. You know.
No question,
Yeah.
but
Now,
I feel that, but I feel like we need to step it up because I know what day and time it is. It has to be
right.
stepped up.
Hmm.
And then also too, if I just may interject right here, brother. Also too, man, we got to start controlling some business resources, man, to put our own people to work, in the community, or as a whole. I'm just putting that out there. And then on top of it as well, you already see, man, what these other groups are doing. Everybody's against us. You know what I mean? And as far as Dr. King was concerned, shortly before his death, he did make the statement, which he was right about, is that he led our people into a burning house with integration. Okay. Now, business wise, we'll pretty much sell to anybody because this is how these other groups keep coming up because they keep taking our money and using it against us. You see what I mean? So, but we still, as Malcolm said, we still got to produce clothes for ourselves. We still got to produce houses for ourselves. We got to produce jobs for ourselves. And with this orange dude going around here, he's making that more and more of a necessity. Now, all this here is my opinion. Okay, it's because he says get rid of DEI, get rid of diversity, equity, inclusion. Man, that was the best thing he could ever say, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because the main benefactors of affirmative action, right, was white women, not us, but white women. So if we build up our own infrastructures and build up our own businesses for essential services, say then that there could be the first step in becoming self-sufficient. You see what I'm saying? Now,
No question.
another and another thing is too, when it comes to this social media stuff that I've been checking out, is because you got a lot of these dumpsters out there, man. You got a lot of these non-black groups out there that I've gotten arguments with talking about, well, it was your own people that sold yourself into slavery. Biggest damn lie ever told. Is because there used to be a writer, a very educated man by the name of Lerone Bennett. And you heard me say this here before, Dynamite. Okay. That did research, that pulled history together, educated man, you know what I'm saying? And he was John H. Johnson's #1 man as far as the writing is concerned. And he was talking about of how the European, when he came on the continent, he used lies, deceit, alcohol, divide and conquer techniques that they use. So, and my advice, if you're on your social media page and you come across some of these, how should I say, white supremacists who wants to crumb bomb on everything that we try to do, just delete and block them. Don't argue with them because, see, they are plants to get your page shut down. You see, I had to learn that the hard way. You say, so what you do, man, you just delete and block them. You know what I mean? It's because I was talking to this one WYT about Muhammad Ali, right? And we was talking about his refusal to be inducted, that he had cited on religious grounds. And of course, as we all do know, that he did this in 1967, and in 1971, the U.S. Supreme Court had to recognize the fact that he did do this, due to his religious convictions. And then I saw a replay of a TV show, or one of them talk shows from the 1960s.
Let's see. I'm thinking my brother's gonna be gone here in a minute. I want to ask him if we have some food drives or events like that might be coming up. But I know every time it get cold and people need us, we there. Well, the ones that care, we always there. I know this is one of the brothers that care. So, anything coming up, Brother Jelani?
Right now we got a Kwanzaa event coming up. It's not really our Kwanzaa event, but we are attending it and doing the security. It's Brother Khalifa's Kwanzaa event that we'll be doing on Nat Turner Line on December the 19th. And also, basically, we winding down for this year. So next year, we crank back up with recruitment meetings in different locations in the Mid-Atlantic region. Our first recruitment meeting will be in Baltimore on January the 18th. And that'll be people from DC, Baltimore, of course, and all points north, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Northern Virginia as well. We'll be coming to that recruitment meeting. That's for people who want to join and for members who are already in as well. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, and our next recruitment meeting will be for the whole state of California. It'll be in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. I mean, for the whole state of North Carolina, not California.
Okay.
For the whole state of North Carolina, we'll be meeting up in Raleigh-Durham. And then we'll have a few more in Philly and New York as well, recruitment meetings, so that we can get basically the entire East Coast up and running right.
So the ones that want to need a real revolutionary home, that's be a good spot to be at. If you're on this end of the coast, on the Baltimore end of the coast. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be good. I remember when we marched Black Power. Remember all Black Panther. Remember we all marched with the Mike Payne and them. Man, that was a nice regiment, and went house to house passing out flyers and everything. Let them know we was there. Remember that day, brother?
But yeah, I don't hardly remember that day.
I know you do so many of them. You like they got all blended together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was all right. From the restaurant down through the neighborhood, and I was half riding my car and half running behind everybody.
Well, the major one I remember is the Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, for
Tulsa,
sure.
Oklahoma one where we had you know, everybody there.
For
All the gun clubs, all the Panthers.
That's where we need
Yeah.
all of them people to come home. You know? Yeah, they can still be in the gun clubs, but just come home. You know? Have that Panther patch on, that freedom of death patch on, you know?
Well, the whole Norfolk chapter is in the Huey P. Newton Gun Club as well. I'm trying to spread that to the region as well. The Huey P. Newton Gun Club and go ahead.
No, I was just saying I thought Huey P. Newton was coming with us when Omar Ali came or when he was chairman for a minute.
Yeah, well, some of them did. Most of us, a lot of what people don't know, a lot of Panthers is in the Huey P. Newton Gun Club,
right?
And not everybody in the Huey P. Newton Gun Club is a Panther, but a lot. I'm making sure that everybody in my chapter is in the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, and I want to stress that out to the region as well.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, brother.
Commander Black was
okay.
Gun Club.
Go ahead, brother Shabbat.
Yes, sir. Okay, and you guys are in an open carry state, I believe.
Yeah, we're in Virginia. It's an open carry state.
Okay, yeah. Now let me explain something. All right, in California, man, you cannot open carry in California. The reason being is because they had this old senile dude who was the governor of California who wound up becoming the 40th president of the United States by the name of Ronald Reagan, right? So when Dr. Newton, the Forte brothers, Lil Bobby Hutton and Seal, when they would go out there on the Panther patrols, they would advise the citizens that they had the right to observe the police in carrying out their duties, okay? So what had happened is that there was a assemblyman who was like a congressman at the state level, had introduced a bill into the California state legislature, you know what I'm saying, banning people from carrying firearms in public, you see. And then they had that old senile governor, Ronald Reagan, at the time saying there's no reason that anybody should be walking around with a loaded gun. But at the same token, the police agencies in California were displaying their shotguns, like the Oakland Police Department, the California Highway Patrol, up on their dashboards, right? Now, just to show you how cold the Los Angeles Police Department was, is that what they would do, that they would have 2 shotguns in the front seat of their car that would crisscross, one for each officer. You see what I mean? Okay. And then, of course, as I stated before, Brother Dynamite, when they had the shootout there in 1967 off of 45th and Compton Avenue in Los Angeles, a young attorney took these brothers' cases up, and he got them off. You know, they went through hell, but he got them off. You know what I mean? Is because what had happened was the LAPD had entered this Panther office without a search warrant. Okay. So a young attorney who took a lot of cases pro bono, you heard the name, that there was the one and only Mr. Johnny Cochran. And he also stuck with Geronimo Pratt's case from beginning, which was like well over a 35-year period. You see?
Well, I mean, don't presume. Well, a lot of young people, they don't know who Geronimo Pratt is. Tell them about him.
Okay.
About Lisa's case, his case. Well, I can tell the case part if you want to tell them who he is. Case part, I got that part.
I'll let you tell me. Yeah, I'll let you tell me the case part.
Well, let me tell them the part that I do know. You can tell them the details. Part I do know is he was accused. What he was accused of, you can tell him. Now, he was at a Panther meeting at the time of the crime, which was 100 miles away. So it was impossible.
No, actually, it was 400 miles away.
He 400 miles away.
Yeah, and the crime went down in Santa Monica, California.
Okay, tell them about that.
Right outside of Los Angeles. Okay?
I just want to make sure he got that part in, though.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, another thing that they feared about Mr. Pratt is that
Mr. Pratt, they accused him of, was it killing a cop or something?
No, sir. It was killing a young white woman in Santa Monica, robbing her of $18. Mr. Pratt was in. Yes, sir. And Mr. Pratt was in Oakland at that time, and Oakland, man, is 400 miles north.
I mean, what a setup, because they're going to get all the sympathy from the public because it was a young white woman. Ain't that something?
Yeah, which they did. Yeah, which they did. So therefore, there was a young attorney by the name of Mr. Johnny Cochran, who took Mr. Pratt's case. And then what had happened was, after it took decades to get Mr. Pratt out. And Mr. Pratt said that he wanted to go see his mother in Louisiana before her eventual passing and his eventual passing. And what had happened was that Mr. Cochran had the case in Orange County, California, which is ultra conservative Trump country in a way you wouldn't believe. So the judge, from what I understand, I may be wrong on this, but from what I understand is that the judge called the warden of San Quentin up from his bench on the telephone and said, release that man before the day's out. Otherwise, I'm going to be putting you in jail for false imprisonment. And Mr. Pratt, was released. You see what I mean? But this is the thing about these laws. Okay, that I've debated with people about, on Facebook and what have you, even on my own podcast when I was up called Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. It's kind of like that, you got one standard of justice for us, but then for OTBs, meaning other than black, you got another standard of justice. And the standard of justice with us is that we wind up getting convicted 90% of the time. Whereas on the other standard of justice, those OTBs get acquitted 90% of the time.
Okay. Let me
follow me?
Yes, sir. And let me play a piece of this before you. I think we lost Brother Jelani. And,
okay.
But hold on. I think I might be losing my signal. Losing my power.
Okay.
The power is just gonna go off. Wait a minute, hold on. All right, give me a moment. Avoid any technical difficulties. I'm playing playing torture devices.
Yeah, I'm saying.
A lot of them were used not yet. Well, actually, now let me rewind it. That man, they got some stuff on here. We've been talking while it's playing, and I'm giving the people nightmare fuel. Ha ha. And hold on one second.
Subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this one. The Iron
Okay, I'm gonna let this play.
One of the most infamous torture instruments of the Middle Ages. This device consisted of a metallic structure shaped like a sarcophagus, with the interior filled with sharp spikes. When the victim was placed inside and the door was closed, the spikes pierced the body without hitting vital organs, prolonging the suffering. The chevalet, or little horse in French, was a widely used torture instrument during the Middle Ages and the Inquisition. Its name comes from its resemblance to a wooden horse. The victim was forced to sit or ride on this structure,
mostly a slave,
with their legs hanging and often with weights attached to their ankles. The purpose was to inflict extreme pain and cause bodily harm, often resulting in permanent injuries or even
and
death.
other prisoners,
Used as punishment
heretics.
for crimes like blasphemy and theft, the torture coffin functioned as follows. Convicted individuals were forced to stay inside the mobile cell for days until death. Extremely tight, the cages were hung in public squares where the victims suffered exposure to the sun and attacks from animals that fed on the still living body. The bronze bull, a method of execution used in ancient Greece, is attributed to the tyrant Phalaris of Agrigento. The condemned was placed inside a hollow metal bull, which was heated from below with fire until the victim was burned alive. To intensify the cruelty, openings transformed the screams into sounds resembling a bull's bellow. The torture saw, a macabre instrument used during the Middle Ages to punish and terrify. The victim was suspended upside down, ensuring blood flow to the brain to prolong consciousness while being sawed in half, usually starting at the groin. This cruel method was applied in cases of treason, heresy, or crimes considered heinous. The heretic's fork, an instrument of torture used during the Inquisition, especially between the 15th and 17th centuries. This device, fastened to the neck with a leather strap, had sharp ends pointing up and down, preventing any head movement. It was used to force confession.
That definitely looked like something they used on black
heresy. This brutal device was used to initiate the punishment of women, liars, and homosexuals. The pear-shaped apparatus was inserted into women's vaginas, homosexuals' anuses, and blasphemers' mouths. To make the 4 metal petals open, the victim only had to twist a screw. The pear could tear the flesh as it expanded and mutilate the orifices of those who received it. This engraving depicts a historical execution method known as trampling by elephants. Widely practiced in South and Southeast Asia, especially in India, this method involved the use of trained elephants to crush convicts, often under the command of a handler. This type of punishment served as a public spectacle.
Man, it's diabolical, man.
The strength of the animals. This method, widely used in Europe, was known as the torture wheel, a medieval instrument used for brutal punishments. The victim was tied to the wheel, which rotated, while executioners broke their bones with hammers. Often, the mutilated body was left exposed on the wheel as a public warning. It was reserved for crimes deemed the most serious. Tiamatri bamboo torture.
Oh, this is diabolical right here. Look at this.
Particularly in Asia. In this method, the victim was tied above growing bamboo shoots. Bamboo, known for its rapid growth rate, would slowly pierce through the victim's body, causing severe injuries and an extremely painful death over the course of days.
That's when you say, I didn't kill him, I just tied him down.
A torture instrument used in medieval Europe for punishment.
Wait a minute.
And humiliation.
Wait a minute.
Of metal.
That is like who thought of this? Wait a minute. I gotta play that one again.
Tiamatri bamboo torture was
a
cruel practice used during the wartime, particularly in Asia. In this method, the victim was tied above growing bamboo shoots. Bamboo, known for its rapid growth rate, would slowly pierce through the victim's body, causing severe injuries.
Just growing.
And extremely painful.
It just grows through the person.
The neck collar reform, a torture instrument used in medieval Europe for punishment and humiliation. Made of metal and equipped with sharp spikes, it was fitted around the victim's neck, causing intense pain and movement. This method was used both to discipline prisoners and to subjugate religious or political opponents. The waist chop was an extreme form of execution used in imperial China, primarily during the Ming Dynasty.
You have a big ass sword for that.
Crimes like treason.
Wow.
The victim was cut in half at the waist, resulting in either instant or prolonged death, depending on the executioner's skill. This method was a brutal demonstration of power and intimidation.
He'd be like, oh, I missed. You gotta give him 3/4 whacks.
This object is known as the thumb screw, an instrument of torture.
Oh man, look at this.
Middle Ages and later periods. It was designed to crush the thumbs or other fingers of the victim. The mechanism worked by turning the central screw, which gradually applied pressure.
You gotta get that for shoplifters.
And in many cases,
and that's where it looks like that's where your thumb cuffs originated from.
Dismemberment by horses, one of the most brutal
look at this
in history.
Goodness gracious!
In this method, The victim
Yeah, it's
was
called quartering.
that pulled in opposite directions until the body was completely torn apart.
Yeah, they use that quite a bit in the U.S. on slaves.
For crimes considered extreme, dismemberment served as a public spectacle to instill fear and obedience. Foot roasting was a torture method used in various periods, particularly during the
this
Inquisition,
is weird here.
to inflict extreme pain and extract confessions or information. The victim's feet were
as long as you hold your feet straight out, you'll be all right.
Or an intense heat source. The process caused severe burns.
But you know, you can't hold your feet out that long.
Right, they know that. That's why they had it like that.
Hey, look, he can hold his feet up real long, so they just go ahead and shackle his down.
Was an extraordinarily cruel and rare punishment in ancient Rome.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at this. But look at this. Goodness gracious.
Usually a father. The condemned was sewn alive into a leather sack alongside living animals considered ill omens, such as a dog, a snake, a rooster, and a monkey. Once sealed, the sack was thrown into a river or the sea, ensuring a slow death by drowning and suffocation. This method of punishment involved forcing the condemned to fight to the death against a chosen animal, which could be a cow.
Which one you want to fight, Chewbacca?
None of them.
Bestiaries were widely used in ancient Rome.
None of them. They used to do that in the Roman
I
Colosseum.
know, but you ain't got no choice. You got to choose one, and they're just going to toss you in there with whatever they want.
To try to save their lives.
The one that'll kill me the quickest.
Was similar to that.
Oh, man, come on now. Wouldn't you want to fight one that you think you might win with? Might have a chance with him?
Well,
Okay.
you only got 2 chances against both of them, Dynamite. That's slim and none.
Well, hold on. Okay. They got let's go back over it. They got the bear. Wait a minute, hold on.
Considered ill omens, such as a
Let me go
dog,
back to
a snake, a rooster.
I would think that the bear, he can't turn corners real sharp. So I might tire him out. You know, and he gets just tired of chasing my ass.
Involved forcing the condemned to fight to the death against a
now the bull, all I gotta do is keep dodging that bull, because you know, like the bullfighters, I think I might stand a chance with the bull. But you can have the lion, the tiger, and the panther. I'm not fighting none of them.
To try to save
and funny you should say this, Dynamite, because I don't know if you ever been to Los Angeles, but they got this place called the Hollywood Wax Museum. And I remember touring it as a child, right? And they would have these wax figures, man, up there in all kind of torture chambers, man, similar to this.
Gladiators.
Right.
Except they could use weapons like shields, spears,
See,
and swords.
they couldn't use no weapons.
Activity.
Not like
this
gladiators.
Image shows what remains of a lead foot, an execution instrument used especially for
mob style.
Bombings.
Lead
Common
boots.
in naval punishments and pirate trials, the condemned had weights fixed to their feet before being thrown into the sea. This method ensured a quick but cruel death and was also used to dispose of bodies in clandestine executions. The torture chair, an instrument of punishment used in medieval Europe to inflict extreme pain and extract confessions. Made of wood or iron, the chair was equipped with hundreds of sharp spikes that pierced the victim's body when they were tightly strapped.
The principal will be with you soon.
The chair was
Have a
to
seat.
Intensify the agony.
Wow.
This device was primarily used to punish those accused of heresy, witchcraft, or treason. This image shows the guillotine, one of history's iconic execution devices.
That's what Trump wanted to use on the NATO commanders.
The guillotine
I mean, not the Joint Chief of Staff.
Humane execution.
Wow.
What's his name?
The sharp blade descended rapidly,
severing
the head from the body.
He said that he should be
During
executed.
the reign of terror, led by
it ain't Hex. It's
revolutionary justice.
Hexef.
Executing thousands.
it ain't him. It's this other cat.
Even revolutionary
Because he told the soldiers that you're not obliged to follow illegal orders, you know?
Yes, sir. And doing research on that, glad you brought that up. That there's under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, which all military personnel is subjugated to, and they're not supposed to obey illegal orders. This is what happened with a dude by the name of Lieutenant William H. Calley at the My Lai massacre in 1968. And I remember that as a child.
Right on.
Centuries. The victim was laid on the ground with a board placed over their body, and heavy weights were gradually added until the condemned
I can make
died
one of
from
these
asphyxiation or internal crushing.
with a door
This
and
method
some
was
and
applied
some
both
bricks,
for punishment and to force
and just keep putting bricks on.
a famous case.
Actually, now you know them weightlifters and stuff. This is what they be. That's what the stuff they be having.
Who resisted to the death
Yeah.
confessing. This punishment method became historically famous under the Inquisition Tribunal. The stake was
So what
used
happened
as a
to?
humiliating
Hey,
means
here's a
to
joke.
burn the
Let's go
condemned
back to it.
publicly.
Say what happened to Bill? He was working on that door when we last saw him. Ha!
United States during the 16th and 17th centuries.
So we just stacked
The
our
victim
weights
was
up
laid
on the
ground
door.
with a board placed over their
Yeah,
body.
so
Bill
he got in the
Bundy.
door jam, huh?
Until
Oh,
the
he's the
condemned
real
died
door
from
jam.
asphyxiation or internal.
Yeah.
That's how you make body
This
oil.
method was applied both for punishment
Wow.
and to force crime confessions.
Damn.
A famous case was that of Giles Corey, accused of witchcraft.
That's
during
why
the
you say
Salem
can't
trials in
breathe when you put too much weight
1692,
on a person.
who resisted to the death without confessing. This punishment method became
Oh, wait a minute. Who
historically
was that?
famous under the
He said
Inquisition
Giles
Tribunal.
or somebody. He was caught. He was the first real gangster. He ain't telling you shit. No matter how much you torture
This
me.
method was applied both.
I want to get his
One
name.
talk.
Let's
to
play it
force
back.
crime
Hold on.
Confessions. A famous case was that of Giles Corey, accused of witchcraft during the Salem trials in 1692, who resisted
Oh, that's
to
in
death without
Massachusetts.
confessing. This punishment
he resisted
method became
to the death
historically
without
famous under
confessing.
the Inquisition Tribunal. The stake was
Hold on,
used
bro.
as a humiliating means to burn the condemned publicly. Burnings were conducted collectively, with 3 or 4 people at a time. The condemned were forced to wear wet, sulfur-coated robes to prevent death from smoke inhalation.
Huh.
This ensured that the person would die by burning. In medieval Europe, boiling was sporadically used as a capital punishment for counterfeiters, poisoners, and traitors. The condemned was submerged in boiling liquid, causing a slow and excruciatingly painful death. The act served not only as punishment, but also as a warning to spectators. This image depicts the Judas cradle, a medieval torture instrument used to extract
there you go.
confessions or punish crimes.
You know what that's for. Hey, you can look
The
at that and
victim
tell
was
what that's
forced
for.
to sit on the sharp point of the structure, with the body's weight increasing the pain.
Look like, sit here.
Bound by
Damn.
ropes, they were unable to move, prolonging the
damn.
suffering. The PK was a simple yet extremely painful torture method used primarily during the medieval period. The victim was forced to remain in an uncomfortable position, usually with one leg tied to a suspended rope, while the other rested on the ground over a sharp stake or pointed object. The body's weight caused the foot to press against the stake, inflicting intense pain and injuries. A man wearing a cangue, a punishment device used in
That
Imperial
looked like
China,
some cold-blooded
Asian
Chinese
cultures.
stuff there, boy.
It consisted of a heavy
Yeah.
wooden frame
Look at that.
fastened around the condemned's neck, restricting movement and making it impossible
listen to
to
this.
eat without assistance. The cangue was often used for public humiliation, with the person's name and crime written on the wood. The condemned were exposed in public places. Featured in the series Game of Thrones, rat torture was a cruel method used to extract confessions or punish
Look at
individuals,
this.
recorded in various historical periods,
Rat torture.
especially during wars or brutal interrogations. In this
So
method,
here, try
a
this
rat
bucket
was
on your
placed inside
chest.
a container, like a bucket, attached to the victim's body. The container was then heated with fire, forcing the rat to escape by digging into the victim's body, causing excruciating internal injuries. The breast ripper was a medieval torture instrument specifically designed for women accused of crimes such as adultery, blasphemy, or witchcraft. Made of iron, the device had claws that were heated and used to tear or mutilate the victim's breasts, causing extreme pain and often leading to death by infection or hemorrhage. This is a shame mask, an instrument of punishment and humiliation used mainly in Europe during the 17th and 18th centuries.
They had something similar to
These
this.
masks
Hold
were
on.
made of iron and designed grotesquely or exaggeratedly to ridicule the wearer. They were used to publicly punish individuals accused of gossiping, slander, or other disruptive behaviors in society at the time.
There's some. Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
No, later for these commercials, man.
They can't do that. Wait a minute. What was it? Oh, I know. I gotta do that. That one. I seen something similar to that where they had the bells on it, so that the slaves couldn't move around without their location being given away.
Yeah, that was the purpose of the bells.
Yeah.
Pure waters.
Let's see what this is.
In such cases, she would be retrieved and executed by other means. This engraving depicts execution by impalement, one of the most brutal punishments in history.
Damn.
Used primarily during the Middle Ages and by Vlad the Impaler.
That's what Trump want to get back
forced to sit on a sharp stake, which was then raised, slowly piercing the body. This method, designed to cause an agonizing death, served as a public warning, commonly seen in conflicts and political repression. The image illustrates the use of the pillory, a public punishment method widely employed in Europe and its colonies during the 17th and 18th centuries.
Pillory.
The condemned were secured by the neck and hands in a wooden structure, immobilized and exposed to public humiliation. Spectators often mocked, threw objects, or insulted the condemned, increasing their psychological and physical suffering. One of the most utilized methods in Europe as punishment was execution with a single blow to the nape to behead the victim. Initially, this process was carried out by the executioner wielding a sword, but during the Middle Ages, axes and chopping blocks began to be used. Additionally, a headrest for the condemned was implemented
to
isn't that
nice?
Decapitation. Later on, it had an upgrade, so to speak, in the late 1700s.
Wait a minute.
Gaining popularity.
Where the hell you gonna put the headrest? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. A headrest?
One of the most utilized methods in Europe as punishment was execution with a single
rest your head right here
to behead the victim.
Yeah,
Initially,
bad.
this process was carried out by the executioner
I got one
wielding
now.
a sword, but during the Middle Ages, axes and chopping blocks began to be used. Additionally, a headrest for the condemned was implemented.
I don't have a
to
headrest
facilitate
though.
Decapitation.
That's what I need.
Later on,
Pull
this
that
event
sword
had
out
an
and then
upgrade, so
toss
to
the
speak,
person
in
the
late
headrest.
1700s.
And say, you know what that's what?
Due to the
The
French
rest of your
Revolution,
head right there.
a device known as the thumb screw, an instrument.
I
of
still like
torture
this one.
used
Oh man, I
primarily
like
during
this
the
one
Middle
better than the
Ages
last
and
one.
early modern era.
That's the one I
mechanism
want. I want to get
consisted
one of
two
them.
wooden
I want Bill.
parts
I'll make
equipped
one now.
with sharp pins or nails.
I think I
connected
can
by
figure out how to
screws
make that.
crush the victim's fingers. This practice inflicted extreme pain,
Wow.
crushed bone and tissue, and often caused permanent deformities.
Put dog teeth in it.
Capping was a form of
See
torture.
what happened to him? He
used
got
during
bit
the
by a
Irish
dog.
Rebellion of 1798. In this method,
Yeah.
a cap made of paper or fabric was filled with substances like boiling tar, resin, or pitch, and forcibly placed on the victim's head. The scalding material burned the skin and scalp, causing extreme pain.
You know what
and
pitch is,
permanent
right?
scars.
That's
In some cases, the cap was ripped
doo-doo.
off, taking pieces
Manure.
of skin with it.
Yeah.
This engraving illustrates the use of the strappado,
Yeah.
a torture method widely employed during the Inquisition and medieval periods.
That's where they get that word pitch
Suspended by
black.
their wrists, usually tied
Yeah.
behind the neck, and abruptly hoisted upward, causing joint dislocations and extreme pain. In some variations, weights were added to the ankles to intensify the suffering. The torture rack was one of the most cruel and emblematic instruments of the Middle Ages and the Inquisition period. The victim was tied by their wrists and ankles
That's why I
to
gotta
wooden
get
bars,
a
which slightly
headrest
stretched the body.
to
This
go with the
process
nightmare
caused joint
fuel.
dislocations, muscle and tendon ruptures, resulting in excruciating pain.
I don't know
and
why, but I
permanent
like
damage.
it late at night. I be getting into that nightmare fuel
In
stuff.
medieval Europe and later periods, where a man is confined in a
I be
bed
falling
of
asleep
shame,
watching
a
this.
practice applied to drunks or petty criminals who were forced to parade publicly. These punishments
Wake
were
up in the
not
middle
fatal,
of the night,
but served as
sweating
forms of
like a
public
motherfucker.
humiliation,
Don't do it.
discipline, and disgrace the condemned before society. The practice depicted in the image is known as knout, a brutal form of corporal punishment widely used in Tsarist Russia. It consisted of lashes delivered with an instrument called a knout, made of a long leather strap
Oh,
reinforced with metal
what
wires
the
or
hell?
hooks at the end, capable of causing severe injuries.
Oh, that
Heel
would
hauling was a brutal form of
that's what
punishment
Jesus
practice.
was beating the money changers out of the temple with. What they call cat of nine tails. What it is whipped just like that, except for it got 9 you know, piece of leather, and they got piece of metal on the end of them.
Right.
By sailors, especially pirates and European naval forces during the 17th and 18th centuries. The condemned was tied with ropes and dragged under the hull of the
Oh, there you go. Wait a minute. What they call it?
By sailors, especially pirates and European naval forces during the 17th and 18th centuries. The condemned was tied with ropes and dragged under the hull of the ship, passing beneath the keel. This punishment was used as severe onboard discipline or as a slow, painful execution. Vestal virgins, priestesses dedicated to the goddess Vesta in ancient Rome, were required to maintain a vow of chastity during their 30 years of service.
Wow.
Breaking the vow of chastity or allowing the sacred fire to extinguish was considered a severe crime and an ill omen for the city. When accused of their oath, the Vestals were often judged based on political accusations or conspiracies. If found guilty, they were brutally punished by being buried alive. The penal treadmill, or punishment treadmill, was a device used in prisons in England and British colonies during the 18th and 19th centuries.
This look interesting
Prisoners
right
were
here.
forced to continuously walk on steps connected to a wheel, which powered mechanisms like pumps or mills. Initially designed for productive labor, it was often used solely for punishment, producing no tangible output. The mask of shame, a device used during medieval and modern periods in Europe as a form of punishment.
I felt like that when I was climbing ladders and stuff like that there. Felt like I was on one of them, you know. Somebody sent me a picture of one like a Mickey Mouse on one of those things right there, but except for he was on a ladder, you know. Climbing that ladder, constantly climbing that ladder. He never coming down, you know, like a treadmill.
Wow.
And public humiliation. Women accused of gossiping, indecent behavior, or having a sharp tongue were often forced to wear these metal masks. Some versions included bells or internal spikes, making the use even more uncomfortable and degrading.
See, that's what I'm talking about with the bells
paraded through public
for
subject to community scorn and mockery.
So they could always hear
Number one was a form of military discipline used by the British Army during World War I. Soldiers convicted of insubordination, desertion, or other minor crimes were tied to a post or fixed object, often in exposed areas, for several hours a day. Though not explicitly torturous, the punishment was extremely degrading and painful, as soldiers were forced to remain immobile, often in uncomfortable positions. A man who was a victim of a popular punishment method known as tar and feathering, widely practiced in the 18th and 19th centuries, especially in the United States.
Tar and feather.
This practice, often used for public humiliation, involved pouring hot tar over the victim's body and then covering them in feathers. The goal was to cause pain and disgrace, marking the individual as a social outcast.
Thought it was just
the process was painful, made up, as the hot tar caused severe burns.
Hot tar feathers.
The practice of beating as punishment is one of the oldest and most recurrent forms of discipline in history, used to assert authority, correct behavior, or inflict suffering. In military and judicial contexts, beatings were often employed as public punishment to reinforce discipline and intimidate others.
And look at that on the cross.
Were used in some cultures and historical contexts as a form of public punishment, often designed to provoke both fear and psychological impact among the population. Victims condemned for serious crimes were thrown from great heights, resulting in immediate death or prolonged.
That remind me of a cliff I climbed one time. Yeah, but it was like at the bottom, everything was rock, you know, and I'm climbing. It was steep too, like that. But when they're getting closer to the top, everything started crumbling. It's like, oh man, didn't think I was gonna make it. I was like, I can't go down, you know what I mean? Gotta go up,
Right.
you know what I mean? And the rocks crumbled from my fingers. I was like, oh shit, you know. But I got up it though, prayed my way up that joint. Then the angels pulled me up. It would look just like that in California.
Yeah.
Right outside of Pacifica. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, which is just south of San Francisco.
So you can go right down Pacifica, straight down to the water like that, and they got cliffs just like that.
Yeah, because that's why it's called Pacifica, because it's literally sitting there on the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know it got like cliffs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the conditions of the fall. This photo depicts the electric chair, an execution method introduced in the late 19th century in the United States as an alternative to hanging. The condemned was strapped to the chair with electrodes.
That definitely looked like a black man in that chair.
A high voltage electric current was passed through the body, causing death by cardiac arrest and brain damage. The first recorded execution was that of William Kemmler in 1890.
We got to look him up.
Yubitsume is a self-mutilation practice associated with the Yakuza, used as a punishment or a form of apology for serious failures within the organization. Literally meaning finger cutting, the ritual involves amputating the upper joint of one finger, usually the pinky, as a sign of remorse and submission. The origin of this practice dates back to
Japanese
Yubitsume
mafia
was used by gamblers and samurai as a
Yakuza
punishment or demonstration of
the Yakuza,
or
the Yakuza.
Specific type of medieval cell designed as an almost inescapable underground prison. The term comes from the French word oublier, meaning to forget, reflecting the fate of prisoners confined there. These structures were typically narrow pits in the ground, accessible only from a small opening above, where prisoners were lowered and left without hope of escape. Roman candle refers to a brutal practice during Emperor Nero's reign.
A Roman candle.
Christians were tied to poles covered in flammable resin and burned alive. These human candles illuminated Nero's nighttime garden parties, particularly following the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD, for which Christians were unjustly blamed. This image shows the Judas bed, also known as the torture
so they say,
widely used in the Middle Ages to obtain confessions or punish the accused. The device consisted of a structure with wooden rollers and ropes where the victim was tied by the wrists and ankles. The executioners turned the rollers, gradually stretching the victim's body until joints dislocated or muscles tore.
They say that Nero was, well, I don't know, but this was what I heard when I was a kid. But say he fiddled, he played the fiddle or the violin while Rome burned, you know, and that he was gay. He was a flaming faggot. I mean, that's where they get that. That's where they get that from. But we're not saying that because we on the air. And we don't give a damn one way or another. We about Black Revolution and Black Panther power. So, but I see where they get it from now when they say the flaming part because of his Roman candle. Let me play that black again. Shoot.
Yeah. They called him the Roman candle.
The executioners turned the rollers, gradually stretching the victim's body until joints dislocated or muscles tore.
The rack.
Scaphism was one of the most brutal punishments of antiquity,
what the
reportedly
hell?
practiced in Persia. The victim was placed between two boats or inside a hollowed-out log, with their head, arms, and legs exposed. They were forced to ingest excessive amounts of milk and honey, causing diarrhea. In ancient Israel, Mosaic law prescribed the death penalty for 36
death penalty by diarrhea. Hold on.
Cases of incest and adultery with a priest.
They gave him milk and honey until they die of diarrhea? Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Escapism.
Remind me to stay away from milk and honey at the Starbucks.
Reportedly practiced in Persia. The victim was placed between two boats or inside a hollowed-out log, with their head, arms, and legs exposed. They were forced to ingest excessive amounts of milk and honey, causing diarrhea. In ancient Israel, Mosaic law prescribed the death penalty for 36 crimes.
But what if you like milk and honey?
Incest and adultery with a priest.
Well, I'm sure they're going to overindulge you on it, man, you know, to get this desired result.
I'm just saying, a person, they say, this fool ain't died yet. I said, can I get some more of that? Man, it was delicious.
No, this is insane.
It's so good it make you poop in your pants until you die.
Married daughter resulted in execution by burning, but not in the traditional sense. The condemned was first strangled with a soft cord to minimize suffering. When their air ran out and agony was evident, molten lead was poured into their throat, including the punishment in a cruel and impactful manner.
Excuse
the
me,
act of condemning someone to be abused by wild animals until death was a brutal form of execution recorded during some historical periods.
Wait a minute.
Usually as
that last one's cold-blooded. It's like, hey, would you like a hot tea? You know, make you a hot toddy.
Agony was evident. Lead was but not in the traditional sense. The condemned was first strangled with a soft cord to minimize suffering. When their air ran out and agony was evident, molten lead was poured into their throat, concluding the punishment in a cruel and impactful manner. The act of condemning someone to be abused by wild animals until death was a brutal form of execution recorded during some historical periods, usually as punishment for extremely serious crimes or to publicly humiliate the victim. This practice, though rare, was used as a public spectacle in Roman arenas, where prisoners or convicts were exposed to wild animals such as lions, tigers, or even trained dogs to attack in a sadistic manner. The image depicts the practice of riding the stang, a form of public punishment in England and Scotland, common from the 17th to 19th centuries. In this scene, a person, typically accused of misconduct, is carried on a pole or beam, while the surrounding crowd jeers and humiliates them. This method was used to punish immoral actions such as domestic abuse or inappropriate behavior as a means of social control. Ling Chi, also known as slow slicing or death by 1,000 cuts, was a torturous execution method practiced in China.
Hold up, I've heard of this. Goodness gracious. And I thought it was something that came out of my own mind. Wait a minute, hold up. I'm almost losing my power here. Oh, damn. Where we at? Damn, I'm gonna lose my power here in a minute. I gotta do something quick. Damn. You still there, Shabaka?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I gotta plug this thing into another power device. Hopefully I can get it before the damn thing fades out. But you heard of that death by 1,000 cuts?
Yeah. Boy. This is some treacherous stuff right here.
I am telling you now.
Yeah, this is very treacherous.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, I've heard of death by 1,000 cuts, but I thought it was just something cool to say, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Especially when you got, sharp objects. That's you ever heard of death of 1,000 cuts? But now I know the name. Hold on, I got to rewind this joint so I get the name right. I think I knew it a long time ago and just forgot. It's almost one of them things you say, hey, I forgot more. I forgot more about fighting than you ever learned.
Yeah.
Let me play that again.
As a means of social control. Ling Chi, also known as slow slicing or death by 1,000 cuts, was a torturous execution method practiced in China. The condemned was tied to a post, and pieces of their skin and limbs were gradually removed one by one, typically culminating in a final cut to the heart or decapitation. In this medieval practice, known as sitting in the bathtub,
that's where I had it mixed up. I thought it was just cut them. I didn't know it was they cutting parts off. Ling Chi, not exactly what you thought. not death of 1,000 cuts, but death of 1,000 cutting pieces off your ass.
Yeah, death of 1,000 amputations.
Was a torturous execution method practiced in China.
Ling Chi.
The condemned was tied to a post, and pieces of their skin and limbs were gradually removed one by one, typically culminating in a final cut to the heart or decapitation. In this medieval practice, known as sitting in the bathtub, the condemned was placed in a large barrel or tub filled with water, where they were publicly exposed until they wasted away.
Wait a minute, what the hole
This
for?
method was primarily used to punish serious crimes or to humiliate, as the prisoner was fed while remaining there without.
Oh, that's what the hole is for.
Flies.
Man, they didn't feed the prisoner. You know what they did with that hole?
Yeah.
They probably told him, they said, look here, you want to get out of here, right? So we get, so they probably promised to get him out of there, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
think. And he said, hey, look here,
man,
I
about
got
10
the top.
minutes, though.
Yeah, so I got the top of the barrel right here in my hand. I'm gonna flip it open for you, but first you gotta do something for me.
Wow, this is crazy. Okay, in about 10 minutes, man, I'm gonna have to hang it up.
Oh yeah, brother, me too, me too. I appreciate you coming on. At least you did my little piece of the
thank you.
action. And tonight was good because we got the piece of year-end review, Black Panther year-end review, and what's happening for the new year. Because I know the Central Committee had things together on one side, you know, but now they under Daryl Hawkins, you know. But then, like I say, there's other wants to get all the Panthers together, you know, Crystal Muhammad, Daryl Hawkins, and there's some other ones out there that I don't even know. But I like the work they're doing. So we need to all hook up, you know. We got to all hook up. That's all, you know.
Yeah, see, and the thing is too, Dynamite, is that we got to control our own economics. We got to control our own educational institutions. We got to control our own means of production and distribution. We also, too, man, got to control our own means of manufacturing, man, for essential goods and services that we need: lights, clothes, food. You see what I mean? Okay. And then, of course, you have those out there saying, well, man, the best way that we can achieve this is to integrate. And then, of course, you know, as Dr. King said before he was killed.
Brother. Any comments on these terror devices that they're bringing on now?
Yeah.
Because I'm stay away from all that. I'm, you know.
All that, man, what you saw here was diabolical.
We've been there. We've been doing it one way. I'm gonna do it a different way. So I'm gonna do it like Muhammad Ali said. I'm one Negro that the boss led in the castle, and I ain't gonna let my people down or lead them the wrong way. Marry blondes or mislead them. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna get them in the dough. I'm gonna get them in the dough by keeping my algorithms up, and that's what I'm telling you. You can read between them lines, and
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I stay away from anything that might be, you know, something that's gonna. We got to keep. Oh, by the way, before I do anything, let me do this because, like I say, 10 minutes, man. Hold on, don't slip one in on them, man. Not tonight. We'll do that on Tuesday, though. On Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. I want to make sure that I put this on here. The $ Black Ophinum #1, so we can play. So we can pay for this StreamYard because we got to let it go here in a minute. I already let it go, actually, until it's paid up to a certain point, and then it'll let itself go. But
that's what happened with me. You know.
So right now I'm just throwing it out there until it leaves. You know what I mean? For real. Yeah, but I'm glad you came on with me, my brother. We'll go Tuesday, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, and I try to get Black on here on Thursday for the Revolutionary Hotline. The Black
Revolutionary
Hotline.
And then here's a suggestion too, Dynamite. You know, is
the reason I wanted to not mess with that other thing is because it's too late. We've already done it. You know, and as a matter of fact, not only has America segregated, they actually turned back around, and it's like, okay, the white folks or whatever moved out to the suburbs, and black folks in the city, and now the white folks moving back to the city, and the black folks moving back to the suburbs. So all that segregation stuff is like, man, there's 3 white folks over this way to the left of me, 4 black folks to the right of me, and 10 Mexicans, and that's 1 house. No, I'm just joking. And they straight ahead, and the ones behind me is like, man, them were the Chinese folks, and it's like they own their little store down on the corner. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. The burning house is already been bought, sold, and then bought back again. And these people don't know what they want to do. 1 minute they want to buy it, the next minute they want to lose it. So I'm gonna leave that alone. That's why I'm leaving it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
They can do what they want as long as they hit that Cash App, $sign Black, Ophenum number. I mean, $sign Black, Ophenum number 1. All money green. All money green.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just like salute to Aiden Ross helping out what's his name? Charleston White, and then Charleston White trying to come black to the hood and help them, but it's like it's kind of hard to throw rocks at the building, and then when the people come out, say, hey, you know what, y'all pretty cool after all. And you're like, nah, man, forget all that. You know, you got to work your way back in to the hood, Charleston. That's the only way that's gonna work. It might take a while too, especially when throwing, you know, some people know. It's almost like psychology. If you know psychology, you don't let it bother you, because you're like, man, you playing right into his hands. He wants you to get pissed off, so he gonna say everything that he can possibly say to get you pissed off. You say, I don't like the Jews. Man, get out of here. I don't like your shirt. Man, get out of here. And you know what I'm saying? You're like, man, get out of here. Nobody care about my shirt and my shoes. He said, but what about your ugly mama? You're like, wait a minute, don't talk about my mom. See, that's where people got to realize all he doing is rage baiting. And people that rage bait, just let them. I'd laugh at them, actually. Do like I used to do back in the day, especially if you're witty enough. So the old cats used to call it playing the dozens. And then back in our day, they call it joning. I don't know what they call it nowadays, but they say, yo, mama's so ugly. She went a booger bad look-alike and smell-alike contest. That's one of my original lines. Say, what did your daddy see in your mom anyway? That's right, he blind. He'd be tapping the corner. He'd be tapping that stick on the corner singing, trying to make that change. Yeah. Sorry, brother.
And what have you, man. So we need to, you know, curtail on that, man, in the black community, man, because that is one of the elements that causes a whole lot of division. You see, because what happens with that there's going to wind up the fist fights. Then what happens is after the fist fight.
No, that's fine, man. I'm just saying, don't let somebody bait you in. If anything,
that's the moral of the story.
But if anything, bait them back. I'm just saying, if they're trying to bait you in, bait them back. You know, especially somebody like the brother I'm talking about is not going to run over there and jump on you. Charleston White is a little dude. You know, he ain't like, you bait him back all you want. Well, then again, he might go to the car and get a gun. Charleston is that kind of guy. He's one of them Texas Negroes, you know?
And then too, but we as a people, we better than that, man. And we need to evolve from that. Is because all these other
I ain't letting nobody bait me no more. They say what they want, you know?
Yeah, man. Just delete and block them, man. Make them feel that much worse.
No, I'm saying they can say what they want while the camera's rolling, and I'll just ignore it. As soon as that camera go off, it's action. Lights, camera, action. The camera's off, action, you know? Hell yeah. But I wouldn't want them to make any mistakes by thinking I'm just going to shrug it off. Oh, I'm going to shrug it off, all right, on camera. See, it's serious. And then all my thumb screws. I'm gonna make some of them thumb screws and they gonna be used. No, I'm just joking. I wouldn't do that. I tell you, I'm gonna make the one and get some dog teeth. You get some dog teeth, put the dog teeth up in that joint. When you crank it down, make it look like they just got bit by a dog.
Yeah. You know, as you can see, man, from this Eurocentric culture, man, they specialize in being down. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you what, like you say earlier, unity is the only way, and I'm
no, man, that's the only thing. That's the only thing we got, man. You know what I mean? Is because if we was to have our unity, brother, the economical force that we are, not so much domestically, but internationally, this is what they don't want to happen.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
See, because if you did have a worldwide African hookup, man, you know, these Europeans, man, you know, they'd be left out there, man, in a ship with no oars, no motor, or nothing.
Well, I was thinking about Charleston, though. I don't want to leave him on a bad note. Just saying that with his connections, with like that Jew boy or whatever he is, the white dude Aiden Ross, and then they hooking up with Rampage Jackson and trying to make some movies happen with some of the homies like 607 Unk. Maybe they get. Do my suggestion and get all the podcasters that's out there really popping it right now. Get Supreme, get Kunta, get Bob, get Dagon Percy, get everybody from the West Coast and the East Coast. You know, that's how we can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Put them all in a movie. And it's gonna be popping. But only thing though, they ain't gotta play no parts. Play themselves.
Yeah.
You know. Play who you was before you got on them daggone podcasts and stuff. So that means you see me in uniform, you know? Yeah. See some serious Panther action going on, you know?
Yeah.
See the regiment coming downstairs. You gotta film it in the hood too, you know?
Yeah.
But they're gonna do what they want to do. We'll see what happens. I'm throwing the ideas out there. At least they manifesting. I'm glad to see that. You know?
Yeah. Okay, Dynamite, because I'm gonna bid you a good night, man, and thanks for having me on. Okay, and I streamed this here. Yes, sir. Okay, and so I streamed it on my social media and see how many results we get, you know. So we ought to have some feedback and some data on that by tomorrow.
And put some stars on Shabaka's page so you know you can get some revenue out of this. Yeah, and share it, like, follow, subscribe, and share. Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay, I ain't charging nothing for subscribing that I know of. If I am, it's $1.
Yeah, you know, it's what they call grassrooting it. You know what I'm saying? For real.
I ain't charging nothing, no, for real. On the subscribers, so people they can hit that subscriber button. Because subscribers be getting my reels. For some reason, it don't go out to the public. It only goes to subscribers. Yeah.
Okay, I think that what that is because I was looking at YouTube, man. They got these various plans. And
not YouTube, I'm talking about Facebook. Facebook reels. Like every time I try to do a reel, it only go to subscribers.
Yeah. And then on top of it, man, but at one time, man, you used to be able to go all over with this stuff, but they're getting very, very, how should we say, very, very conservative as far as the sharing is concerned. So
and it all depends on what you're doing, not what you say, how you say it. And also what you say too. So especially with them, because you gotta remember, wipe your feet when you go in another person's house, and that's their house.
Exactly. And then just like they say, take your shoes off. Hey, remove your shoes.
Now some people, some of the podcasters and stuff that I know, they rather go on something that's different so that they can do and say whatever they want. But now check this out. That's like telling a person, you booked to play at Madison Square Garden as long as you don't play these songs here, right?
Yeah, right.
You say, or you can play your whole set list over in this Sparks, Nevada, there's a little bar in Sparks, Nevada. They might have about 12 people in there. You can play your whole set in Sparks, Nevada in front of 12 people. Or what I want to do is keep on playing at Carnegie Hall. You know?
That's New York. Sparks, Nevada is just outside.
The point is where we at right now, even though it's somebody else house, I'm just gonna wipe my feet and come on in, because to me, this is Carnegie Hall, because you go viral right here. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well,
but it got
we do it like
the people got to make it happen. Y'all got to make it happen. Y'all can't just sit there and watch. You got to have some thumbs up, some hearts, and all that stuff in order to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
And stick with us and make sure they stick with us to the end, because we give them the Black Power review, and then give them some nightmare fuel to go to sleep on too. You know, make call me the Black Freddy Cougar. Let me the Black Freddy Cougar. I'll come and they sleep and say, "Wake up." No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, pretty much. You know.
All right, brother. I'm gonna sign off too.
Okay, brother. I'm out, and thanks for having me.
Black Power.
The owner's big $1 million making in the white man's world of prestige, who speaks to his people 100% and don't give a damn about the money, being shot, take the title, take it all, and to go to jail tomorrow. I love my people, and I'm not going to sell them out, make no movies, and mislead them and marry blondes, because I'm one Negro who the boss let me come into council, and the rest of them in the fields catching hell. I'm going to the fields and represent them if it means die. So that's why I'll fight.